right. Sorry about that. One little button didn't get pressed properly. Good morning. Hello, hello. Looking good. 51 seconds in. And I've got a few minutes to spare as well. That happened a lot quicker than normal today. Let's just open that up. Clicking here. So you've got a few minutes just to get yourself ready. If you're practicing with me at home, grab yourself a block and a bolster and prepare your practice. Get yourself set up, and I'll be with you in a few moments' time. I have done a lot of work today to get myself ready. Importantly, all right, let's see, that looks good. Okay. Finding your way into a comfortable cross-leg position. Feeling anchored down into the earth. Perhaps taking an opportunity just to roll the shoulders a little, shift a little, and create your firm foundation. Let's close down our eyes and bring our hands into our heart space, draw our chin towards our chest, and just take a moment to take yourself from the fabric of your skin through the contours of your muscles and into the web of your nerves. So taking yourself from the external environment and drawing yourself inwards, pratyahara. Withdrawing from the outside world and discovering what's going on the inside, the universe that resides within you. Feeling into the electrical impulses and the vibrancy of the prana that flows around you. With the awareness of your mind's eye, take yourself from the soles of your feet all the way through your legs, your hips, your torso, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your neck, your head, and explore how you've arrived. Recognize the areas that might feel a little sticky or resistant. And maybe there's areas where the prana flows really freely. It's always a nice reminder that emotion is energy in motion. And when it gets stuck, when it stops, when it blocks, that's when we start to develop stress, fatigue, might even experience pain. So these practices, especially the vinyasa, the root word understanding of it is to place in a special way, to synchronize the movement of your body and your breath, allows for the channels of your body, the nadis, the nervous system, call it what you like, to have moments of compression, moments of extension, which allow for freedom to flow once again, to unblock the blockages, to unstick the stickiness. And so with that in mind, let's just take 3 deep breaths together, in through the nose. And on our first round, how about we open our mouth and sigh away stress, fatigue, freshen up the respiratory system. Grounding down through our sit bones, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, breath. And then out the mouth. Let's seal the lips now as we breathe through the nose. Let's prepare with an Om. Inhale, breath through your nose. Thumbs to the third eye, draw your chin towards your chest, bow yourself forward and thank yourself for showing up today. Start to rub the hands together super fast, create friction and heat and warmth. And once you feel that warmth is nice and nourishing, cup the hands over your eyes and absorb that nourishment. We'll hold here for a few moments, tuning into the pelvic floor muscles, toning them on and in. Hug the pelvis in and around and draw the navel center in and explore the 3 lower chakras here with the seed sound as we recited in our mind and our hands over our eyes. Lam, Vam and Ram. Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra. Earth, water, fire. Start to peel those hands away from your eyes, arriving in your space. Lowering the hands down onto your knees. Take your left hand to your knee, either Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb to touch, or place the hand on your knee. Nadi Shodhana Kriya here, alternate nostril breathing. Take your peace fingers to your third eye, ground through Muladhara, tone the pelvis around the pelvic bowl, the sacrum, I beg your pardon, and then draw the belly button in to lengthen along the spine. So nice and erect in our spine. Let's take a breath in through the nose together and out through the nose together. Close the right nostril with your thumb. Inhale left. Close left nostril. Exhale with a pump of your navel out the right. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Close the left nostril. Exhale right. With a little pump of your navel center. Close the right nostril. Inhale left. Close the left nostril, exhale right. Inhale through your left nostril, exhale right. So now you alternate that. You move with pace. So inhale left, exhale right. Exhale out the right nostril and hold there with both nostrils open and take 2 breaths. So Nadi Shodhana is about our alternate nostril breathing. It's about encouraging the harmonization of the solar and lunar currents, the Ha and the Ta, and the masculine and feminine. So we'll take through the other way now. So inhale through your right nostril. Close the right nostril, exhale with that little snap of the belly button through the left. Then close the left nostril, re-inhale right. Close the right, exhale left. So off you go. See if you can move with a bit more pace now. Okay, both hands down on your knees. Just pause for a moment as you integrate the 2 channels of the spine, the Ida and Pingala, and recognize how the movement of the breath starts to coordinate the body and focus the mind. Another pranayama technique here is to interlace your hands behind your head. Elbows are wide, grounded through sit bones, lengthened through spine. Ida and Pingala pranayama. So twist to the right, inhale through your nose. Twist to the left, exhale out your mouth with an O shape. Inhale right, exhale. So a pranayama technique, a breath work technique, as well as the navel grinding left to right, which will start to activate the fire of Manipura chakra. So let's go. Inhale right, through the nose, exhale left. keep going here, shifting the gaze side to side as your eyes focus on the horizon or up at the third eye. Yogi's choice. Last 10. Twist to the left, exhale. Now we'll switch it up. Inhale on the left, exhale on the right. Cactus your arms, spread the fingers wide, and pause in the center. As you ground through your sit bones, lengthen through the spine, and widen the collarbones. This time it'll be a mantra Kundalini practice. As you twist to the right, you recite out loud the mantra Shiva, the masculine side of the expression here in our kriya. And then to the left, it is Shakti. That's the spark of life, and that's the feminine divinity on the left. So we go Shiva, and then we twist to the right, left Shakti. So right is Shiva, left is Shakti. So Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti, Shiva, Shakti. Keep going until the mantra recitation becomes the messenger of the void, of the space where just the movement, just your breath, just the mantra drops you into what we know as shunya, the void of our practice, the place where the thought, the memories, the emotions drop away, and you're simply in that blissful state of transcendence. Off we go. Shiva, Shakti, 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 Shiva. Good work. Come through your center, pause there, and then lengthen the arms out to a 60-degree angle. You'll already feel quite a lot of heat and warmth in the shoulders. So as you start to lengthen here, hug the thumbs in and grip the fingers around the thumbs. And hold the thumbs with the fingers so we find more energy through to the peripheral of the arms. And as gravity starts to bear down on you here and says, get out, it's too tiring, it's too hard, stay with me, as you allow the Kundalini energy, the spark of Shakti, to rise inside of you. And as she does, she starts to coil her way around the chakras, and in the process, she begins them spinning in their normal, healthy manner, which allows you to recognize that in the base chakra, your feelings and your identity is I am, and that's the color red. And then as she starts to spin the next one even faster and more fluidly, you start to feel into the water element. And that's where we feel. That's Swadhisthana chakra, and that's orange color. So focus on the horizon with me. Get strong in the arms. Lengthen through to the fingertips. And then as she starts to rise further, that's when we start to feel the element of fire and the burn, right? Fire is all about transformation there. And that is the Manipura chakra. And as she begins to move further and further up, she empowers you in the direction of more peace, more joy, more self-awareness, more kindness, more self-compassion. And she moves you in the direction of abundance. She moves you in the direction of prosperity because she allows you to fully immerse yourself in your own experience of being the fantastic, incredible person you are. So hold with me for 10. For 9. For 8, focus off on the horizon. So Kundalini yoga is all about empowering yourself in the direction of more. Hold with me for 3. Breathe with me for 2. Good work. One more kriya before we start to move through some more recognizable yoga poses. Extend the arms, fingers are spread wide. 3-part inhale to draw positivity in towards you by bending the elbows, staggering the breath in those 3 parts, and then eventually finding them close to the hips with the hands in fists. Then with the exhale breath, stop sign the hands and cleanse your auric field by exhaling out the mouth negativity, stress, and fatigue in 3 parts. Shh, 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 as you press the arms forward. So the arms go up to that 60-degree angle. The 3-part inhale gathers positivity in towards you. And then with the exhale breath, we release negativity, stuck energy, and cleanse our auric field. Shh, 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 press it away. Off we go. Arms up. Last 10. Last 3. Hands down onto your knees. Just take a moment. So we talk about Kundalini being this energy of heat, of warmth rising from you. So for me in this experience, it's a really warm lower limbs. So my legs are warm and I can feel the energy sliding up the spine, allowing for hydration as she takes the fluidity from Swadhisthana chakra. She ignites with the fire of Manipura and begins to expand us in the direction of more. Well done, everybody. Good work with your Kundalini practice. Let's make our way into tabletop position, all 4s. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, removing your props out of the way. For those of you that haven't practiced with me before, I am recovering from a broken toe. So it's about 2.5 weeks in. So I do quite a bit of modification. So from here, pause for a moment, press away from the earth, dome through the upper back. And let's start to warm up the spine with cow spine on an inhale. Open the throat, look up, press down through your toenails and your fingertips. And then with the exhale breath, cat the spine, chin to chest, round the back body, belly button in. Inhale through to your cow, tilt the tailbone up, allow the belly to lower towards the earth as you rise through the collarbones and the chin. And then exhale breath, dome through the back, chin to chest. Now, nice stretch for your eyes here as you start to shift into cow. Look up with the eyes. Good little stretch. And then as you come around into the back body, look towards the belly button. One more here in our cow. That's your inhale breath. And one more in the cat, which is the exhale. And from the cat, get a little sexy, get a little playful, enjoy just moving in a way that sparks abundance, allows you to feel empowered, and perhaps you can target some of those areas where you felt a little bit of resistance when we did our exploration of the internal universe within us. And that could include changing the orientation of the hands, getting funky in the wrists and the elbows, moving the hips from side to side, just being a little playful. And then eventually you'll come back and meet me in your normal orientation, hands planted down, shoulders pressing away through palms of the hands on the mat. Blink open your eyes if you've closed them. This is a great stretch if you type all day to empower your wrists and your forearms. Lift the thumbs, lift the palms, and shift forward onto 4 fingers of each hand, hinged at your first row of knuckles. And then lift and lower the palms for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and for 1. Lower the palms down, lower the thumbs down, and then move the shoulders and the head from left to right, and warm up again through the shoulders. Let's make our way into downward facing dog. Place your hands 1 handprint further down the mat, and then tuck the toes, send the hips back towards the heels, and then lift the hips up to the ceiling. Keep the heels lifted and the knees bent as you focus on the row of knuckles you just engaged in that stretch. Neutral in your wrists, neutral in the elbows, but engaged and active in our shoulders. Belly button in, along the side of the bodies, and hang the head heavy. Look back at your big toes. Now from here we could pedal the feet, we could windscreen wiper the heels, nod the head, be a little playful and creative. It's okay to move. So with that broken toe of mine, I'm unable to find the full expression of things like windscreen wipering my heels. But nonetheless, this is a great modification if you're tight in your hamstrings. High heels, bent knees, chest to thighs, lifted through the hips. Holding here for 2. And for 1. Inhale to prepare. Breath draws in. And then let the exhale breath allow you to walk all the way to the top of your mat. Feet towards your hands. Upon arrival, feet are hip width, hands on shins. Inhale, halfway lift, crown of head forward. And then bend the knees, tummy on the thighs. Catch your elbows, hang the head heavy. Ragdoll. Bend and sway the knees. Move the torso, nod the head. Just be a little creative, be a little fun. Bounce a little. Sway a little. And then if you're like me, every time I do ragdoll, I catch the same elbow combination. So let go of the hands and then do it in the awkward, unusual way. So yoga encourages us to switch up the patterns of behavior. Everything that we do out of a conditioned mind. Just let yourself feel into the opposite experience there. And then dangle the hands to the earth and start to roll up your spine, vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, into a mountain pose, transmitting the energy of the earth through the soles of the feet, through the legs, through the pelvis, rolling the chin up and allowing yourself to arrive in a mountain pose, a standing position here. So mountain, your feet are about hip width. You're firm into the earth. The muscles of the legs are engaged. The pelvis is neutral. The ribs have knitted in. The collarbones are wide. And you're standing tall with the arms beside the body. Focus on the horizon. The name of my business is Sthira Yoga. Sthira means to be stable, to be steadfast. What's stable and steadfast than those beautiful big mountains? They are called the Himalayas on the horizon, or mountains in your own country. They stand there, majestic, constant. Just be like that as well. And then bring your big toes to touch, bring your hands to your heart space, close down your eyes, and take a moment here to set an intention for your practice today. Perhaps even connect with Ujjayi pranayama if you know that. It's an oceanic sounding breath that comes in and out through your nose. Some people call it Darth Vader breath because you can hear this texture. It's a victorious breath because it gives you a focus point in your practice. 2 on your own here. Let's prepare on an inhale. Bend the knees, sweep the hands out wide. Gather that breath up to the sky. Have a lovely little flow, everybody, with me. Exhale, breath. Fold at the hips and place the hands to the earth. Then bring the hands onto your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, plant the hands and step back to a high plank. Now, in your plank, you've got an option to stay high here by pressing away from the earth, drawing the belly button in. But if you do need to modify and lower to the knees, do so, but continue to press away from the earth. Gravity bears down on us here. So it's the tone of the abdominals. It's the focus of the breath and looking slightly forward and away to the top of your mat. If you draw the head in and look underneath yourself, you start to give in, but you want to press away from the earth. 2 and 1. Lower the knees for everybody. We'll meet our friends there. Cross your ankles behind you. Draw the heels to butt. Lengthen along the back body, and let's warm up for our chaturanga or our high to low planks. As we exhale breath, we lower halfway down and hug the elbows into our rib cage. And then press back up on the inhale. Lower halfway down on the exhale and press back up on the inhale. Let's do 3 more. Exhale halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale, press back up. Last one. Uncross the tops of the feet. Lower them back down on the mat. You can even tuck them here. As we lower the chest and the chin down towards the earth, we then slither through onto our tummies for our first back bend here, cobra. Place the hands out wide onto your floor. Point the elbows to the ceiling. Press the feet down behind you. Ground the toenails. And inhale, breath, rise up. So with the hands out wide, you're going to get more lift and a deeper back bend. Lower down, exhale, breath. Keep going on a couple of those. Inhale to lift and exhale to return. And now you can get a little playful because you can roll up through the right side on the inhale and come down through the left exhale. You might even peek your gaze to the left. And you might do that again by going up through the left. You look to the left and then you rotate the head, look to the right, and you come back down. Let's do that. Whatever combination feels nice. Warming up the spine, rolling through the body. Thank you very much for all the love, everybody. But as you can tell, I'm far away from the camera, so I just practice and I let anyone join. Let's meet in tabletop, and then we'll place our hands forward. Tuck the toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, our familiar old friend. Set up with those alignment cues I gave you earlier. And let's do a little salutation to the sun. If you can, face the east. Greet Surya, the great sun god, with that radiance and energy they provide for our day. Now, if you're in the afternoon, well, it's still relevant, isn't it? Every day the sun rises, reminds us every night it lets go. We should let go of what doesn't serve us as well. Walk forward to the top of the mat, exhale breath. Hands on shins, halfway lift. Ardha Uttanasana. Uttanasana, forward fold. Urdhva Hastasana, inhale breath, all the way up to the ceiling, palms touch. And then we'll take our forward fold again. Uttanasana, exhale breath. You can hinge at the hips. Hands fan out wide, lower towards the earth. Halfway lift, inhale. We'll take a modification. We'll step our right foot back first. Pause there in a runner's lunge. So we're high on the fingertips. We're looking forward. And then we gently lower the right knee down. Untuck the right toes. Shift the hips back. Sweep the hands up. Inhale breath. Looking up, Anjaneyasana. Frame the front foot with the hands. Step back to our high plank. Knees, chest and chin. Exhale breath, and we slither through to cobra. I'm working with a broken toe, so high to low plank, up dog and down dog isn't available to me. If it's in your practice, you're welcome to take yourself there. Wait in down dog. Let's take a breath together. Pedal the feet, nod the head. I'm super excited for how my foot is improving, my toe. I'll be back soon. Looking forward to some active yoga with you all. Walk forward, top of mat. Not that this isn't active, but yeah, you know what I mean. Halfway lift on arrival. Inhale. And we fold, exhale. Root to rise, hands out wide, gather positivity to the sky. Be the change you want to see in the world. Inhale all the way. And then exhale, breath, release stress, fatigue, stickiness, unwanted thoughts. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step the left foot back this time. Hold in our runner's lunge, nice and long. Engage that back thigh, hug it around the bone. And then we gently lower the left knee down, untuck the left toes, hold there. And then we shift the hips back to be in alignment. So we find that lift through the fingertips for Anjani as we focus forward. One breath to prepare in. And the exhale breath takes the hands down and frames the front foot. We step back to high plank. We hold there. And then the knees and the chest and the chin lowers down. The scoop of the tailbone to the ceiling allows for that hinge there. And then we find our way to our cobra or our back bend of choice. And then exhale, breath, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Feels good. Take a breath. Now let's walk forward to top of mat. Exhale, breath. Maybe a little more pace now. Upon arrival, there's that halfway lift. Hands on shins, lengthen. Inhale. And exhale, fold. Root to rise, sky, hands out wide, gather breath, inhale. And then exhale, return to the earth. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, step back to high plank. So both feet go back, holding here. Now, if you, as I said, if you know Vinyasa flow, you know high to low, plank, up dog, down dog, please go there. But if you're with me, if you're a beginner, let's go knees, chest, and chin, and shift through to your cobra pose, inhale, which is just such a beneficial practice. So whether you think you're a beginner or not, it doesn't matter. It is still fantastic to practice like that. So empowering for your spine and helps Kundalini to shift you in the direction of more. Walk forward to the top of the mat, exhale, breath. Namaskar is such a valuable part of our practice, our salutations. Halfway lift, inhale, and then we'll take a big fold now. Exhale, breath. And this time, I'm going to get you to take your peace fingers around your big toes and seal off the grip with your thumbs. Using the leverage of the fingers around the toes, we find a halfway lift to lengthen the crown of the head forward. And then we bend the elbows out wide, engaging our biceps. So we fold and hinge here with a deeper experience down the hamstrings and the backs of the legs. The head hangs heavy, the neck is long. I'm just getting back on my mat for 3 breaths. And this is really a choose your own adventure kind of experience, right? You have the capacity to sensationalize your own musculature. You know, you can draw your body down as much as you wish. You can bend the knees or straighten the legs as much as you need. It's a very empowering practice that allows you to self-inquire. That's the tenet of the yoga practice. It's the self-inquiry. All right, we're going to introduce a new pose for some of you today. It is chair pose, Utkatasana. Take your feet to hip width, like tram tracks. They're parallel. Sweep the fingers down as you bend the knees and maybe bring your tummy onto your thighs and then sit the seat into an imaginary chair. Think about shifting weight back into the heels, drawing the tailbone down towards them, knitting the ribs and the belly button in, extending the arms and holding for 3. Focus your drishti on the horizon. Recognize something that's not moving and just stare at it with me for 2. And for 1, fold. Well done. Good job. Halfway lift, inhale. And plant the hands and step back to high plank. Exhale. Hold there. Take the variations that serve you. Exhale for me is knees, chest and chin. Slither through to cobra. Inhale, breath. Exhale, release, hips to sky, chest to thighs, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, 3-leg dog. Inhale, breath. Drive the heel back behind you. Square the shoulders, knuckles engaged. Heel to buttock, knee to nose. Step the right foot to your right thumb. If you need to use your hand to bring the foot forward, do that. Warrior 1, plant the back foot at a 45-degree angle. Firm the feet into the earth, rising up, reaching up. You lift from your lower ribs all the way up here. Now, if you'd like, you can take your right arm over to your left ribs and bring the left ribs around to the right by gripping the fingers into the ribs, squaring your chest, arms extend. Lunging deep into that front knee, grounding into the front heel and pressing down through pinky toe of back foot. Sweep the hands back behind you, proud the chest, interlace the fingers, and humble warrior here bows you right shoulder to right knee, chin to chest. Remember I told you about gripping or holding? You might find yourself gripping your toes on the mat here. Can you release by pressing more through the four corners of the feet to even the spread of the weight? Holding for 2 and for 1. Release the hands to frame your front foot. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Open twist. Right hand reaches up. And then lower the right hand down. Step the right foot back to high plank. Hold the plank. Let's everybody catch up here. And then knees lower. Chest and chin. Slither through. Maybe we take a striking cobra. Hands out wide. Tops of feet pressed down. Inhale, breath up. And exhale, breath lower back down. Meet you in tabletop. Let's take a moment in tabletop. Feeling a little bit more stable, a little more connected to the earth. As we make our way through to downward facing dog in a moment, just retool, recalibrate here. This morning's practice is probably the most vibrant I've done on my live so far because I'm starting to feel a little more empowered in my own foot with the broken toe. But also today I really felt like shifting some energy by placing my body in a special way, which essentially is the definition of Vinyasa. To place in a special way, to move your body around the mat with purpose and with dignity, with pride, all of the aspects of our practice that we uncover as we begin to shift the negative, the limiting beliefs. Let's make our way to downward facing dog and let's just be an observer here for a moment. How does this down dog feel? Is there more room down the backs of the legs and the backs of the knees and the calves? Is there a little bit more room in the hips? Do you still feel those knuckles pressing down? Can you still feel the fingers spread wide? You're neutral in the wrists. You're engaged in the shoulders. You're toned in the abdomen. And your head is heavy. You look back at the big toes. 3-leg dog is an inhale breath. With the left leg lifting, you drive the heel back behind you, but you keep the shoulders square. You keep the knuckles grounded. And then draw the heel to the buttock, and then the knee to the nose, and step the left foot forward. Remember, you can use your left hand to bring that foot forward if you need to. 45-degree angle with the back foot, and widen your stance so you've got stability. Rising up again, reaching up into our warrior one. The left hand might come over to the right ribs and help square the chest to the front of the room. Knit the ribs in, draw the belly button in, firm the back pinky toe down, firm the front heel down. Humble warrior, as you sweep your arms back behind you, interlacing your fingers, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then lowering the left shoulder into your left knee, your chin to chest, your knuckles lift to the ceiling, your head hangs heavy, and you find humbleness in your warrior position here. And as you release the hands, lower the hands down to the earth, pivot onto the ball of the back foot, left hand peels open, twist open, lower left hand down, step the left foot back, high plank, knees, chest and chin, exhale breath, slither through to cobra, inhale, and then make your way to extended child's pose. So big toes come to touch, knees open out wide, and hips sit back towards the heels, and the forehead lowers down to the mat. Stay here for 5 breaths in your child's pose. Just breathing, tuning in, recognizing how the body feels this morning after 25 minutes of vigorous movement. Last 2 breaths in your extended child's pose. And as you start to shift up into your tabletop position, look forward to the front of your mat, lower down onto your left hip, and swing the legs around to the front of the room. So we're in a seated position now. Reach for any props you might have. If you have a cushion, if you have a little pillow, or you have a blanket, it might feel supportive to sit up on the blanket just to elevate the hips a little bit. It might feel really supportive to slide your blanket behind your knees as well, so you've got a little bend in your knees. So that as we find our Paschimottanasana, our forward fold, you feel like you're going to get some sensation through the hamstrings, and it also encouraging that length to welcome in change. So arms up overhead, inhale, and then with your exhale breath, fold forward. Reach for your feet if you can. Let your heart guide you forward towards the feet. If you can't, hold the backs of your calves or your ankles and stay for 5 slow, steady breaths. Just letting that breath feel really natural. There might be a little bit of compression here in the tummy, but with your support from the pillow underneath your buttocks and the rolled up blanket under your knees, it should feel like there is benefit here. Like the sensation is something around that 5, 6, or 7 on a scale of 10. 10 being, I can't breathe, this feels really electric, and 0 being, I'm not feeling anything at all. So there's a level of stress we apply to the body when we hold these postures, and that stress helps the nervous system to restore and recharge, knowing that you are in control, knowing that the breath is there, knowing that you're not requiring it to protect you, because you've sent it the signals that it's okay, I'm not vulnerable. In my yoga practice, I'm using my breath to help calm me, restore me, recharge me. And in particular, to hydrate tissues that get a little sticky because we sit far too much in our day now. We are not as active as we were a few generations ago, and we pay the price for that. Our mobility becomes confined. Moving around the world becomes difficult. And there's an old expression, isn't there? Use it or lose it. Start to roll back up your spine, look forward, release the blanket out from underneath you, and bring the soles of the feet to touch out in front of you. And as though you're reading a book between the soles of the feet, open the book out wide, and then start to flap your butterfly wings. So let them move into the hips nice and fluidly. And then once you've settled here, just allow yourself to fold. Thank you, David. Nice to see you. Just giving yourself some space here. The further away your heels are, the less intense this is. The closer they are towards your groin, the more intense. So you choose your own adventure. But once again, it's all about the breath, isn't it, here? Just allowing the breath to come and go. The head to hang heavy, the chin to draw in. We've got this beautiful flexion along the spine. Just letting the skin on the face feel super soft. No clenching of the jaw. Softness to the tongue. As you start to roll up the spine now, vertebra by vertebra, bone by bone, arrive back in an upright position. If you're on a pillow, just let's get off that now. Seated tree position. Left leg forward, I beg your pardon. Right knee bends, right foot in your upper left thigh. Now, if you need a little block or a book or something underneath that knee just to help you feel supported, you could do that. As you reach the hands up, inhale, breath, and then square your chest towards the big toe of the left leg, and you start to reach and fold forward. Now, if you want to hold the ankle, you can. If you want to hold the shin, you can. If you can reach for the foot, you can. But I always like to think about reminding you, guide yourself forward with your heart. Let the heart bring you towards the toe. Two more breaths. And I'd like you to release your inner rock star here. So if you have a block or a book underneath your right knee, release it and slide it away. Look at your right hand out in front of you and lift it up and overhead. Lower the hand behind you, and as you press into the hand behind you, lift the pelvis and the belly button and come into your rock star. So from the compression of the left hip, we now extend it out and we open up and we let the head hang heavy and we open the throat, open the mouth, and ha. And then sit back down on the buttocks. Bring both feet in and then switch it over. Right leg long, left leg in, left foot into the upper right thigh. Again, you can take a block or a prop underneath the knee. Square the chest to the big toe, arms up. And then exhale, breath. And seated tree position, Janu Shirsasana. And one more breath. If you have something underneath the knee, remove it. And let's release our inner rock star. Left hand up and overhead. Raise, lower, press down. Come up onto the left shin. Right leg long, open up, reach back behind you. So allowing that compression of the right hip to now feel really extended. Nice and fluid flow of fresh energy coming through the leg, and then lower the hips back down. And now let's take a moment to settle into a seated position as we move through just some quiet time before you start to head out for your day and enjoy the rest of your day. So I'm going to take my blanket, sit on the blanket, and I'm even going to take a pillow to raise the hips even higher. And then find your variation of a cross leg. Hands on your knees. So we began class by tuning into the three lower chakras, Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipura. We explored how they have seed sound bija mantras being Lam, Vam, and Ram. We identified with the nature of the Muladhara chakra being I am. And then as you moved into Swadhisthana, it's all about I feel. And as you move into Manipura, it's all about I do. And the three lower chakras start with earth, then with water, and then with fire. And there's a density to earth, there's a solidity to earth, there's a grounding nature to earth, hence why it is our mula, it is our root. It has a lot to do with the emotions of having a roof over our head and raising a family and doing the things. And then as you're moving into Swadhisthana chakra, you start to feel into the emotional body, the sexuality, and the watery realm of fluid motion. And all along here we explore the Kundalini, the divine feminine, the Shakti and spark of life that allows these, I see her as this lubricant that allows the chakras to flow a little freer, to empower you in an upward shift of energy and a movement in the direction of more. And then that transformative energy of fire, Manipura. So this final few moments here, just tune into how those three chakras embolden you, prepare you, and help you to move in the direction of more with that spark of energy from Kundalini, with the Shakti. As you bring your hands to your heart space, draw your chin towards your chest, closing down your eyes if you haven't already, and just thank yourself for showing up today. Thank yourself for practicing. Thank yourself for recognizing that the light within you is the same as the light within me, and we honor that by reciting the Hindi word Namaste. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you for your practice today. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you again tonight for a wind down. It'll be later in the evening. If you're in Australia, it is nighttime practice. Anywhere else in the world, could be in the morning for you. But thanks for your practice. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you again real soon. Appreciate all the love on TikTok and all the gifts. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, little wordy. Very sweet of you. A few of you stuck around today. It was a little more vigorous than I have been practicing, but my broken toe is starting to feel a little better. I teach Kundalini yoga, so movement in the direction of more. It's every morning. I schedule it every morning, so you can always just check my live events. And I also film the class, and it goes to YouTube and Facebook. So there's actually a catalog of stuff there if you wanted to try out my practices. But Kundalini yoga has been a life changer for me. It's the practice that's helped me shift some of my limiting beliefs and move me in the direction of more. So I love to share it, and I'll continue to share it as long as you show up. So thanks for that. Bye for now.